Well, it's 5 AM and what a beautiful morning. And I guess in about 40 minutes or so, I'm going to be at Swain's Lane for some hill repeats or a polarized training that is hopefully, you know, simplicity personified, but also hopefully a nice ride out. But first, let's get the waters loaded up. A bit of amino work capacity. And of course, some cold coffee. I'll be riding fasted out to Swain's Lane, but I'll probably have a couple of gels in the back pocket there for some carbs ahead of the training. They'll probably get utilised towards the back end of the training. Anyway, fingers crossed it's going to be a nice ride actually out on the road. So here I am, safely deposited at the bottom of Swain's Lane, just before 6 AM. Going to undertake the hill repeat training. Basically, it's 6 times 3-minute efforts with 3 minutes of recovery between each. Each of the hard efforts is going to be at 110 to 115% of FTP. Simples. Command TV give you lunch in a bin. Bike Racing Without Mercy presents breakfast by a bin. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. That's actually quite nice. Well, that was a really lovely way to reopen my account outdoors, and I was completing a local loop called 5 times Swain's, which is very well known. Thoroughly enjoyed the training. Morning. Full gas. He's going full gas as well. So within the 5 loops, my best descent was a time of 2 minutes 53, and my best 3-minute power was 347 watts. Morning. Morning. So a little way to go to equal my very best on Swain's, which was 2 minutes 47. And across all 5 of the loops, my normalised power was 285 watts, average power 211 watts, because obviously you're going hard on the climb and pretty much no watts at all on the descent. And obviously I was taking it carefully on the descent, hands very much over the brakes, probably on the brakes for most of it. Anyway, nonetheless, good training. Now time to have a little bit of zone 3 on the way home, and for oh f***ing hell, Philip. How pretty is all of this? Well, on the way home, I had a little experiment on the Highgate Hill climb, and it's a really nice climb in the cycle lane here. The gradient is a little bit more even, the tarmac is lovely, and that means for someone like me who's still really learning my craft in terms of riding outdoors, I could stay seated and practice having a nice, smooth cadence and a much more even power than on Swain's Lane there, kind of keeping that power in the 290 to 320 range. So back at the top of Swain's, oddly enough, I'm feeling better now than I was at the beginning of the ride. So I'm going to have one last max effort attempt on Swain, see if I can beat my personal best time. Well, it's been definitely one of those rides where I felt better as the ride went on, and definitely on that final ascent of Swain's Lane it was my best effort, and I reckon I kept the power up because I didn't muck around between the big ring and the little ring, just kept it in the big ring. And that just enabled me to really just focus on the delivery of power. So I'm hoping it's going to be quite a good time. So this is Shad Thames, it's in southeast London, it's where I live. And it's one of the old docking areas within London where all the ships used to come in and dump all the food and other commodities that were required in London and the surrounding area. It's now mainly apartments and offices and all that kind of stuff, but I'm going in search of some pan, and in order to do that I'm going to take you on our very own Paris-Roubaix.
Cobbles at some points are 2 or 3 centimetres, jutting out, very, very uneven at all. The best way to ride, obviously the barriers at the side, do not let the riders ride to the side on that little track they are forced to ride on the cobbles. The best place to ride, although it is the bumpiest, is the centre on the crown of the road, but very, very difficult should you come to grief.
Now for someone like myself, the opportunity for disaster here is immense. So there is a hell of a lot of care going on.
These cobbles are so ununiformed at all. These guys they're professional riders, they know what the cobbles are like, but these are utterly unique and are completely and utterly bone jarring. You just have to ride these cobbles at your own speed, and look at the job he's doing. Sat on the tops, weight evenly distributed.
Hoping to find a shop that's open.
But sat a little bit further back on the saddle, powering as big a gear as you can, and just riding this section at maximum speed, and they're just waiting for the asphalt to come. They're praying for the asphalt to come, but they've just got to keep going.
Well, the simple mission that Jane set for me, which I accepted, is now accomplished. And with Com Hunt TV now introducing us to the exquisite art of walking KOMs, Bullet Bale, you are a legend, sir. I think it's only right that we now introduce the Strava segment for max effort green streaking. So now I'm going to brace myself for a PB. Oh, damn. Not right to breathe in ahead of the max effort. An aborted attempt. Better luck next time. And Jane's conveyor belt of vegetarian food production continues. And she's been turning this into this. A beautiful vegetable ratatouille, which we're going to have with some of this French baguette from Sainsbury's.